Hey people, what's up? Ever wonder what the best computer engineering courses are? Well, watch this video and I'm going to go through it for you. I'm a computer engineering student and I'm a senior this semester. I'm just about to graduate. So I've taken all the computer engineering courses that I'm going to take in my undergrad, and I'm going to go through my top 5 favorite ones. There's going to be some good ones, there's going to be some bad ones in your curriculum, and today I'm going to focus on the ones on the good side of things, and we're really going to focus on those and talk about those. Starting with number 1 is the digital logic class you'll be taking. So you're going to start off learning about binary numbers, and then you're going to learn about transistors, and you're going to learn about logic gates, and then finally you're going to put that all together, and then you're going to learn about assembly language and starting to write code in assembly. Now, writing code in assembly is very intimidating at first, especially if you've only coded in C or something before, because it's a completely different experience. You don't have everything written for you. You're going to have to take it instruction by instruction, register by register, and really think about your code and how it's working inside of the computer and how you're going to achieve the result that you want. Now, this is super way out there thinking for you when you're first taking the course, but you're going to build on this knowledge throughout your other courses, and it's extremely useful to know when you're actually coding in C what you're doing behind the scenes. All right, the number 2 course that I'm going to talk about is data structures and algorithms. Now, data structures and algorithms actually proved to be the most useful course for me in finding my software engineering job, but it's also useful in other areas, especially if you just want to know how to write code better or more efficiently. Being able to write trees, graphs, and hash maps is super useful for that. Hash maps is probably one of the most used things in coding interviews. But not just the data structures, the algorithms is also super useful to know in writing your code and making more efficient code and being able to do things with code that you never thought was possible before. The projects in data structures and algorithms were awesome. We got to write a puzzle solver, a sort of like a Sudoku solver thing, and just using these data structures and algorithms, and it's just super interesting to write programs that are super complex to me, and I have a ton of fun doing it. So that's my number 2. All right, my number 3 course that I'm going to be talking about is compiler optimization. So basically, compiler optimization is all about optimizing what a compiler does. So we focused on the LLVM IR. So IR takes basically C++ or C code or whatever other language and converts it to whatever assembly code or whatever code that the processor is running. Now, this is super interesting because this is something that Apple uses and other big companies use, and it's super awesome to be able to use something that's used in industry today. This course was super intimidating to me at first, but over time I built a respect for it and I really started to enjoy what I was doing. It's a very steep learning curve, I would say, but it is a ton of fun once you actually get into it, and it's so interesting to know how a compiler works, and it makes you such a better coder when you're just writing regular code because you know how things are going behind the scenes. So coming down to the number 4 is the senior design course I took. So I'm not going to go into too many details on this because I do have an NDA on this, but I can say I worked on the sensors portion of my project, and being able to work on just one subsystem of a huge project was awesome because all my other team members were all working on their subsystems, and it was so interesting to see how all the different components, we all faced the challenges there, and then we all faced the challenges in putting it together. If any one of us just took this out on our own and tried to fulfill this project, we wouldn't have been able to. But through mentorship from our mentor and our teachers, we were able to do things that we couldn't before because we worked as a group and we learned how to actually do things as a team, which we would be doing later in industry. All right, to wrap it up, my number 5 favorite course was embedded systems. So if you ever thought about doing computer engineering, you need to know about the embedded systems course. Embedded systems is, in my mind, the heart of computer engineering. And my course on it and the instructor was amazing. Basically, we made a car completely out of scratch, just like a little miniature car. We used a microcontroller, soldered all the components onto it ourselves, and we coded it in C to basically do different tasks. Some of the tasks were making different shapes on the ground or following a black line on the ground and doing circles, and then moving up to installing an IoT module on the car and actually being able to control that from our computer, our phone, or like you could even code a Python script on like a controller or something and be able to control your car from that. And that is just insane to think about, that starting out before this course, we didn't know how to do any of that. But going through this course, and I'm sure at your college, you'll learn a lot of stuff in your embedded systems course, sort of similar to this, and you'll find it super interesting. So I would say embedded systems is my #1 computer engineering course. So that wraps up our top 5 list of my favorite computer engineering courses. If you would like to hear more about this topic or other topics, please feel free to subscribe, like, and comment on my video. I'll reply to your comment and we'll keep the conversation going. I would love for that to happen. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.